Hello, my name is Matthew Steinke and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, I review movies because that's what I do best. And today, it is the second review in my series of 12 Days of Christmas Reviews. Alright, let's see what we got today. Number 2. Hey, take a look at that. Home Alone. Alrighty. Home Alone was released in 1990 and it was directed by John Hughes. I love John Hughes. Stars Macaulay Culkin, Daniel Stern, Joe Pesci, Catherine O'Hara, and John Hurd. The plot revolves around 10-year-old Kevin McAllister who gets left home alone when his family, let's put it a kind way, ditches him to go on Christmas vacation. Accidentally, but, they still ditch him. While he's home alone, he does a couple of things that he probably shouldn't be doing, and he has to defend his home against two pesky robbers that are trying to steal all of his stuff. Alright, let's get into the positives on this film. It's got this sense of whimsical charm to it, the first Home Alone does. While it's this film that I used to watch all the time when I was younger. Sure, there were some scenes that maybe I probably shouldn't have been watching, but I watched it anyway, and I think I've turned out fine because of it. The film has this sort of childlike innocence that really is what keeps it alive over the years. The sense of wonder and fun permeates through this film, and I think that's only due to Hughes' direction. John Hughes, as I've said, has made some of my favorite movies. Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. He's done a lot of wonderful work, and this film is just another wonderful piece of a film to put in his filmography. This is a wonderful success of a film. It has so much heart, and it's got so much laughter, and it's got so much fun. It is a bit violent for a kid's film, but I don't think it ever goes too far. I think it's fun slapstick violence. Granted, I don't think you should be showing any of these films to a 5-year-old, but I think for like a 6, 7-year-old, it's a fun movie. It's a really, really fun movie. The first Home Alone is a movie that I will always love, and that's due to Hughes' direction. He does a wonderful job directing the actors in this film. He does great with the spatial awareness of all the things that could happen in the house. He does great with the cinematography telling us what is happening in the story, what has happened, what is going to happen. He really knows what he's doing in this film. And he had a decade of work prior to build up to this film. And I think, along with The Breakfast Club, this is his masterpiece. Home Alone is a film that is just really a staple to my childhood, and I love this movie a lot. The performances are wonderful. Macaulay Culkin basically cemented himself into stardom with Home Alone. He gives a very good performance in this film. He's funny, he's heartwarming. He actually can get you pretty teary-eyed in some moments. I was surprised that I found myself getting a little moist in the eyes while I was watching this movie again. And he does a really good job. But my favorite characters of the movie are the robbers. I mean, Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci. They're just great characters. They're fun. They're intimidating without being too scary for kids. They just do a wonderful job. They're funny. They're intimidating. They have great lines, and both of the performances are really strong. They're both solid. They're both great performances. Catherine O'Hara and John Hurd both give good performances. Catherine O'Hara does the whole scared mother shtick pretty good. It does get a little trying, and then she kind of picks it back up at the end when the emotions come in, and that's really good. I wish it hadn't gotten too, I guess, annoying as she played it in the beginning, but she wraps it up nicely in the end, and so that's good. I guess that's a negative. John Hurd does a good job, and the surprise cameo from John Candy is really good too. He does a wonderful job. The screenplay's nice. I don't think it's perfect. The plot does have a couple of in and outs where it gets kind of not boring. I don't think there's a dull moment in this film at all, but some things just don't really work well with others. It's not like a perfect cog machine. Nothing is going 100%. It's not a perfect film, but it's a good film. Plot has some problems, but the script is pretty solid overall. It has great dialogue. The pacing's pretty good. It's a little off in some moments, but there's never a dull moment. Like I said, you're never going, oh, when is Home Alone going to be over? It's just more like those are scenes where you get up and go to the bathroom, or you refill your popcorn, or you get another drink, that kind of thing. It's never dull enough for you to go, okay, I'm turning this movie off. I guess this is kind of playing into the negatives a little bit as well. So I guess this will be a both combination of positives and negatives because I don't have a script. I don't have my review in hand. I didn't get a chance to write it. I got a couple other videos uploading on my laptop. So I'm just doing this from improv. I like improv. It's more challenging. Gets you to the point right away. So the plot is pretty good. Like I said, the acting's fantastic. John Hughes does a wonderful job with his direction. As always, he always has this sense of imbued wisdom that he embeds into his films. Fantastic job. Set decor's pretty nice. You know, Christmas gets me all warm and fuzzy inside. Just the side of a tree. It just... I love Christmas. Christmas is great. I love Christmas. So that's fun. It's fun to see all of those different aspects in this film. The comedy's tight. It's really good. I usually laugh a lot when I watch this film, even though I've seen it. I think that's about it for the positives and the negatives on this film. For the negatives, if I'm just to list them, pacing's a little off. Some of the acting is just a little too cartoonish in the beginning for me to really want to appreciate that much. It gets kind of buffoonery in the beginning with some of the acting. They wrap it up nicely in the end, but in the beginning it's just a little off. The plot, like I said, not perfect, has a few cogs missing in it where it's not running like a perfectly smooth machine. That's about it for the positives and the negatives. I guess we can just go ahead and jump into the conclusion on Home Alone. I love this film, like I've already said. This film means a lot to me. This and the sequel, they're both fantastic movies in my opinion. I love them both. I'm not going to put my nostalgia goggles on and say, oh, this film's perfect. It's the kid's Citizen Kane. It's not. It's not perfect. It has a couple of problems. I've already mentioned them, but I think for me the positives outweigh the negatives. I think it's a fun, innocent enough family film, and it's a fun Christmas film. It's one of the best Christmas films ever made. This is a staple for me. I always watch this film on Christmas. This is a really, really good film. If you're looking for something perfect, Home Alone's not your movie. But if you're looking for something heartwarming and something that can maybe get you a little misty-eyed on Christmas, Home Alone is a wonderful, wonderful film. I really like this film. I really think it's a perfect film to watch around the holidays. It's just a heartwarming film. It's got a wonderful message inside of it, and sure, if you're kind of tighter on what kids should be watching, the comedy may be a little rambunctious for all of you people out there. But for me, I've never really been offended by comedy. It's either funny or it's not funny. Swearing doesn't bother me. None of that stuff bothers me. So with this film, it's really funny to me. I really like all the jokes. Pesci and Stern give the highlight performances of the film. I love those performances very much. This film, it means a lot to me. I don't know what else I can say. I really love Home Alone, and I think you guys should watch it. Alright, just off the top of my head, I think I'm going to rate Home Alone a 4.8 out of 5. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to rate Home Alone. Alright, Home Alone gets a 4.8 out of 5. Guys, go watch Home Alone. I can't imagine that none of you have seen it. I mean, I grew up with this movie. This movie means a lot to me. But if you haven't, you know, if you didn't grow up with it, you should go watch it right now, because you still got a couple of more years to grow up with it before you get into adulthood. So, unless you are an adult and you watch the channel, which in that case, hi, I didn't know I had any adult viewers. Most of my viewers are just my same age. So, if you are about my same age and you didn't grow up with this, go watch this movie. It's a very, very good movie. It's a strong Christmas movie. I think it's one of the best ever made. It's a fantastic movie. And if you have seen it, tell me if you liked it in the comments. Guys, I hope you guys are learning about film while you watch this channel, and I hope you guys go watch these movies, because I got 10 more Christmas movies left, guys. I got 10 more Christmas reviews. Alright, you know how much I love Christmas, and you don't want to ruin anybody else's Christmas, so be nice this month, okay? I know we're not always nice all the other months of the year, but just on December, be nice to people, okay? No one wants to have a bad Christmas. Like I said, bad Christmases suck. So be nice to people. Alright. Merry Christmas. Go watch movies. Bye-bye.